devices. I got you on the sideline just to show me it's mine. I'm trying to treat her special like no one ever did. No baby, I've been with diamonds.
Hi guys, it's Iris. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you are a returning watcher. Today I'm gonna be telling you guys about a pretty fresh recent story. It actually happened a couple weeks ago. I wish I could have gotten home after this all happened and just pulled my camera out and told you guys, because it would have been so fresh and raw. But I've had some time to like let the situation soak and get permission from everybody to tell this story. So go ahead and sit back, relax, grab your snack, grab a drink, and get ready for this story. Okay, so basically it's summertime, you know, school's getting out, people are graduating, and one of my closest friends, his name's Chris, he actually just recently graduated. So him and one of our other friends, Rosalind, had a graduation party, and it was gonna be like a whole weekend planned of stuff. They got an Airbnb, and we were supposed to stay at that Airbnb for the weekend and go to the club the night of the party, and like we just had a whole plan, you know. I wasn't gonna go originally because I was supposed to be in Houston, but when I found out I was gonna be here, I told Chris I would go because of course, like, it's your graduation party, I'm gonna be there. So I believe I got there on a Friday, or was it a Saturday? I can't remember. I believe it was Saturday. Wait, no. Was it Saturday? I can't remember. I get there around like 5 or 6, something like that, and everybody's just kind of, you know, we had a pool, so people are in and out of the house from the pool. We had a grill in the back, so you know, everybody's just kind of having a good time, swimming, eating. Of course, people are, well, not of course, I don't want to say of course, because like it's not like everybody doesn't do this, but like, you know, there's some people drinking, you know, everybody's just kind of like chilling. We had a section at the club, and one of the girls that got the section literally blacked out at like 6 o'clock in the evening, and we were supposed to go to the club at 2 o'clock in the morning. So I was just like, yeah, something was telling me we are not making it to the club. I don't know what, like, I had a feeling deep down before anything started popping up that we were not making it to the club, but like I didn't actually think that like the night was gonna go the way it did. Around like 8 or 9, like 8, 9, people start showing up, more and more people. And you know, like I said, everybody's just having a good time. We had a pretty big house. It was 2 stories, probably like 5 bedrooms, 4 or 5 bedrooms. We had a pool table, there was a theater in the house, you know. It was just a pretty big, nice house. Like, I'm not telling what I'm telling to like bash anybody or make anybody like tell anybody's like, you know, like be like chismosa, but like basically I was standing in the little living room where the pool table was, and I noticed that this girl was going upstairs with this guy, and I thought this guy was dating somebody else, but like I didn't really know the girl that was going upstairs with him, and I didn't really know the girl that she was friends with. So like I didn't really know. Basically, I'm just trying to explain that I don't know the relation between everybody. Know some of these people, so I didn't really know like the dynamic of the relationships and stuff like that. So at the time, I thought it was kind of sus, but I later found out that I guess the guy was dating one of her friends, and she went upstairs and did Lord knows what with him and another guy. That was the first thing that happened. That was just kind of like, okay. More people started to get there, and they started coming in groups at this time. And then we were just like getting people that we knew. We were getting people that like Chris knew, Rosalind knew. And then we had a group of people come through that like we didn't necessarily know them. Like people were kind of like, who are they? But then again, there was a lot of people at this Airbnb, at this house, that I didn't even know. I had never like even like interacted with, so I couldn't really like say anything. Like I said, this group of individuals show up, and this is where I go blank, or not blank, I wasn't on drugs or not sober, but like this is where things kind of like, I don't really know what happened, because Chris went outside and started talking to some people, and I was inside the house. I have no idea what happened. People were going outside saying stuff was happening outside, but I didn't go outside. Last time I went to a party and they said something was going on outside, somebody was literally driving by shooting up the place with the automatic, so I didn't go outside. Let me call Chris so he can tell y'all what happened when he went outside. Hey Pookie.
Hey Pookie.
Okay, say hi.
Hi vlog.
Okay, so tell them what happened when you went outside, because I'm at the part where like, you know, it's getting later in the night, and then like those people came that like a lot of people didn't really know, and then you went outside. Okay, so you could tell them.
Okay, so after, what happened upstairs, what happened, I started banging on the door, so I told everybody to get out. But everybody was talking that hot shit. Wait, who cuss?
No, you can cuss.
So, and then somebody came up to my face, trying to talk all that hot shit. Like, who are you? Like, you're gonna get whooped. This is not your party. So then they came up to my face, and then and I was like, do you want to catch a fade? So then they were like, yeah. And then they started talking more shit in my face. So then we went outside, and I started talking shit. Right. And then, the dude was sitting down in his car, and apparently I threw a shoe at his face.
Did you?
That's what. Yes. I couldn't find my shoe when we went.
Oh
inside.
Yeah.
I was just trying to get to him, but people were like blocking him, and then people were trying to grab me, and then I got tackled by two big fat dudes, like literally, like. No, like, do y'all see my skinny self? No. And then we were just outside yelling and screaming. Well, I was trying to catch a fade, like, I was trying to fight, but then they were not letting me. And then after like 5 minutes, I just hear the cops.
Yeah, like, it's like when the cops got there, some people were staying in the house that weren't supposed
to. You just want to, like, be here for what? Like,
yeah.
Literally, like,
and like,
invited you, like.
And I want to just say what happened when I saw the cops. So I was in the theater, and I had just invited somebody over because, like, everybody had somebody, and I was like, okay, let me call one of my little vibes, right? So I was like, okay, come over here. And mind you, this is the first time I saw this guy in a while, so it was kind of like weird. But at first it was like, okay, whatever, we're chilling. So we went up to the theater, and we're watching something in the theater, and I look over and I see like flashlights hitting the house, and I was like, am I tripping? I looked back and I saw him like flashing in front of the house again, and I was like, I think the cops are here. And then that's when everybody started realizing.
People literally started hiding under the bed.
Bro, it was a 2-story house, and this couple runs into the room that I was in, and they were like, we gotta jump out the window. He has a warrant.
Yes, because I seen them like 2 days after the party, and they were like, oh no, we look, you gotta have put on the gloves on. Like, no, like, you're a criminal. I don't want you on my party. Get the fuck out. On myself.
Yes, it was, once the cops got there, it was amazing because I realized how many people had warrants. I was like,
Yeah, we realized who were all the true criminals.
I was like, Chris invited a bunch of criminals to this party, like
it's nothing but thugs.
But thank you, Pookie, because the people needed to know your part. Okay, talk to you later.
Talk to you, bye.
Bye. So that's what happened. Like, Chris was arguing with some randos outside, and then I realized that the cops are there. Clarify before we move on, the person that I was with, he was like somebody that I had talked to like a while back, but like I forgot. I think he asked me what I was doing that night or whatever, and like since I was already at the Airbnb and everybody was just like kind of inviting people over, I was just like, well, I'm here, I'm gonna go to the club later, but you can pull up here. We're not leaving till like 2 or 3 in the morning, so you're good to chill until then. So that's why he was there. It was nothing weird. It was just like on some friendly stuff. He just pulled up and we were just like watching. We were literally watching Kai Cenat when the cops pulled up and came through the front door, okay? But the cops started coming in, and I said to my friend, and I was like, I think the cops are here. And he said, what do you mean the cops are here? And I was like, I think the cops are here. He's like, no, bro, I have a warrant. I can't stay here. And I was just like, what? But I was completely sober, but I was really scared of getting in trouble since I was there with people that were drunk, smoking, and people that had warrants. Like, I didn't realize how bad of a place I put myself in if the cops did show up. So I just kind of got up, started gathering my stuff. I couldn't find my car keys. They were downstairs in the kitchen. So I'm just like frantically looking for them. Not frantically, but I just kept like pacing the house. So the cops are coming in. They're looking around. While they're looking around, I'm still moving around the house. And I'm talking to them and I'm engaging with them so that they don't feel weird about me moving around like I am. I'm just going to go grab my stuff. I'm just trying to find my keys. I'm like, hey, have you seen some keys? Like, I'm trying to interact with them so I don't seem suspicious. I was freaking out on the inside. I was like, I know that there's a good amount of stuff here that could get somebody charged with something, like if not all of us. It was just an all-around bad situation. So if you guys remember the person that I was talking about earlier when I said she went upstairs with that guy or with the 2 guys and was doing Lord knows what in that room, Well, you heard how Chris said he had went upstairs and was banging on the door because Chris was mad. Chris was like, why are you're weird. Like, why are you in here with your friend's boyfriend and another guy and you're in a bikini? Like, this does not look good at all. And you're drunk. This does not look good at all. The cops find that girl in another room. They found her in the theater that I was in. So I guess like somewhere where I was like moving around, she migrated to the theater room and laid down exactly where I was just sitting when the cops pulled up. And they see her like blacked out, and they're like, is this girl okay? Is this girl okay? Is she breathing? Like, and the cops are asking me. I'm like, yeah, she's fine. Like, she's just drunk. And they were like, okay, well, can you put some clothes on her? Can you help us put some clothes on her, please? Like, cause she was just wearing a bikini. So the cop asked me to get her dressed and help her downstairs. So I couldn't find anything to put on her, and plus, like, you know, we're still all fresh out of the pool. Like, I'm not pulling pants up this girl. It's just gonna like squeak up the whole way, you know what I'm saying? So I just wrapped a towel around her and we started taking her down the stairs, and she's trying to tell me that she's good to walk by herself, and I'm like, no, you're not. And so the cops like gather everybody in the living room, everybody's just sitting down, and at this point there's still people in the house that couldn't get out that had warrants, so they're just sitting there freaking out. Like, they're just sitting there like, bro, like, we're done, because they're about to start going around and asking us for our IDs. Well, yeah, it's already like it's probably like, what time was it by then? Okay, yes. So a TikTok that I made that night, that TikTok was made at 2:42 a.m. So it was almost 3 o'clock in the morning, and that was while the cops were there. That TikTok now has almost 10,000 views on TikTok, and it has almost 2,000 likes, I think, but for absolutely no reason. The cops are like, gather us. They say, you have to call a parent to pick you up. You can't leave. If you drove her, I'm sorry, you're not leaving in here in your car. You need to call somebody that's a parent or over 21 to pick you up. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm an hour away from my house. My mom is X'd off the list, and I know for sure I can't call my uncles. Like, I can't wake anybody up to come pick me up because the cops are here. So now I have to rely on getting out of here by somebody else's parents. Like I told you guys, I invited my friend, and he had drove there, and his car was in the front, and he couldn't just like, he tried to sneak out because, you know, like, he had a warrant. He tried to sneak out when they first got there, but even if he did, like, he drives like a Charger. So I was about to say he drives a Hellcat. I honestly don't know what it is, but it's a Charger. I know that for sure. It's really loud, so like, if he would have tried to get in it and drive off, they would have honestly, there was no just sneaking off, you know what I'm saying? Sitting there, and he told me that like he could call somebody to pick him up and I could leave with him, but they could like circle back and drop both of us off, because I need to get back into this house. Some of my stuff is still here. I have nowhere to stay for the night, and I'm not driving back home. Like, it's about to be 4 o'clock in the morning at this point. So somebody picks us up, and the cops like had some cop out in the front radioing to the front, and like whoever was picking us up had to say our names and their relation to us, and they just said like, oh, like just family, friends or something, whatever. So they said our names, and we went outside with this guy that picked us up. Second thing of this night that I kind of like was kind of naive about is putting myself in the position that I did. Like, even though I'm cool with this guy that I invited, and like, you know, I may think that he has like good intentions for me, I got into a car with another guy that was just one of his friends that I didn't know, and it turned out to be like a way older guy who was probably like in his like maybe late 20s, early 30s. I called my friend and I'm like, are the cops still there? And she's like, yeah, they're still here. They're just waiting for these people to get picked up, because like I said, they said everybody had to get picked up by a parent or somebody that was 21 and older, and they were gonna wait for everybody. They said we're gonna be here all night if we have to, but if it does get to a point where we need to leave and you haven't gotten picked up, if someone hasn't picked up, you're gonna get booked and processed. I was like, I cannot get booked and processed. I'm a hot girl. What do you mean booked and processed? So she tells me no, they're still waiting. So I'm like, okay, cool. Wait like another 15 minutes. I text them again. They said they're still there. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm waiting. It's like almost 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm so tired. Like, I'm in shock, and I'm just like ready to go lay down. So I call them again, and she's like, yeah, they just left. And I'm like, cool. So we go to the house. We go onto the street that the house is on, and I see from a mile away, not literally, but like basically, we were all the way at the end of the street, and I could see from where I was at that there was still a cop sitting in front of the house. Like, like bright as day. So I call her back and I'm like, girl, the cops are still there. Like, I can't get into the house right now. And I start freaking out because they did say that, like, if they catch you trying to sneak back in, you're getting arrested. Like, I was like, I was really confident. Not confident, that's also bad. I was 99% sure and ready to call my mom from jail that night, you know? This house is the type of house that the driveway is in the back. So this neighborhood, like, all the driveways are in the back. There's an alleyway to get to the driveway. So we go down this alleyway and we're like, okay, cool. When we hit that, like, second house to the house, or like when we're 2 houses away from the house we need to get to, we're gonna cut the lights off so they can't see us from the back. We went in stealth mode. I felt like I was playing like Call of Duty in real life at this moment. We're going down this like alleyway and we have the lights off and we cannot see anything. I got scared. I told him, I said, please turn the lights on. Like, I don't want to, like, there's electric boxes back here. Like, what if you hit something? That's gonna be way worse than us just getting caught sneaking back. Like, so he cuts the lights back on and then he cuts them off because he's like, we're getting too close, I gotta cut them off. So I'm like, oh my gosh, okay. We couldn't see a single thing. It was pitch black. My heart was like, I will never forget this night. I will tell my kids about this night. But I guess the alleyway got narrower and the right passenger tire like went off the concrete and went like down off the concrete, so it hit like a ditch or something. And the car got stuck. My luck, this would happen, only me, like, this will only happen to me. We get out of this car, my friend says, we gotta get out. What? We gotta get out? What do you mean? I'm like, why can't he just back up? Like, what do you mean? It's like, we're stuck, we gotta get out. And I'm like, get out, what are we about to... I will insert another picture of what I was wearing that night. I'm a girl, I was in a V-Lone hoodie, little white shorts, and black go-go boots. I can't push a car in go-go boots. So I get out of the car and he tells us to sit on top of the back of the car.
What?
Sit on top of the back of the car? I don't know what y'all want me to do this for, but I think it's gonna work, so I'm like on the back of the car. I get on the back of the car and me and my friend are sitting there and I'm just like, what if he like tries to reverse real fast or something and we fall off? Like, you know, like I'm thinking that in my mind. But we're sitting in the back of the car and he's like, he starts doing something. I don't know what he was doing in the car. But he starts doing something and then like we come up out the ditch and everything's fine. Like we didn't like fall off the car or pop up or anything like that. We just kind of like went up. No, we didn't get back in the car. No. We said bye to this man. We let him drive off. He drove off and we were on our own at this point. We didn't have him to like sit in his car anymore and wait. We had to get into the house now. So we're like 2 houses away on foot. Let me remind you that we're on foot now. And it had just rained. I live in Texas, and it just rained a couple like weeks ago, and it was raining really bad. And so all the grass is like really muddy, and I'm trying to walk around in my go-go boots, right? So like my heart is just beating so fast. My stomach feels horrible. I feel sick. You know like that feeling you get when you get that "Hey girly" message, like. My stomach felt sick. I just felt so like, okay, I need to get into this house and lay down. I need like a glass of water at this point. We are in the back and we're just lurking through like the houses, between the houses, and he's taking me between these houses and he's like telling me be quiet, be quiet, be quiet. And like he would be like walking and telling me to follow him, and then he would turn around and he'd be like, and then he would be like he heard something, and I'm just like, I'm honestly glad I was with him. He told me at the end, like, just be glad you're with a criminal, and I will look back at this and be, yes, I'm very glad I was with a criminal, because apparently he's ran from the cops before, and I didn't know this until this night, but I'm glad that this is who I was on the run with, okay? So we saw them, like, flashing the lights. They drove down the street that we were on, so we had to hurry up and run through a house, and it was horrible. The leaves, the pile of leaves were so high. It was just all around horrible. I text my friend, and I'm like, I'm on foot trying to get back in the house, because she's like, where are you? Like, I see your location close to the house, but it keeps moving around. And I was just like, yeah, I'm literally on foot trying to get back in the house. I'm in the alley. I'm like trying to get back in. The cops are on the other side. Like, I just saw them flash their flashlights. Like, I need to get back in the house. they call me and I'm whispering, and she's like, girl, why are you whispering? And I was like, we come up the side of the fence and we go up the driveway and get back into the fence and we get back in the house, and all is well. So I ended up getting back into the house. It was just a long, stressful night because at that point it was already almost 6 in the morning. I went back upstairs and the bunk bed I was going to sleep on was taken by this dude named AJ. AJ, if you're watching this, you could have let me sleep there. Chris told me that when he went outside, the cops were saying that they see somebody in the back, like on foot, trying, like they're searching the perimeter for 2 people, and because they knew that we were trying to get back in. And that made me so, like, when he told me that, I was like, wow, like that's so scary, because there were so many times we thought we heard somebody, and we thought like we saw them coming down the street, and he told me like they had officers walking around looking. So that was really scary. But we got back in. The next day I got Dutch Bros and I went home and I filmed a video for you guys. So yeah, it was a long night. I didn't go to sleep till 6 in the morning. It just did not go how I thought it was gonna go. But I did have a good time, and I got to, you know, celebrate Chris's graduation. Congratulations, Chris! If you made it all the way to the end, thank you guys for watching. Go ahead and like, comment what you want to see next. Go ahead and subscribe if you like this video for more content. Like it. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!